Welcome to Be Home Resources, a place you can depend on for all your home ownership needs. My name is Kathleen Mark Assencoa, your real estate concierge, and I'm excited to share with you how to maintain, update, and protect your investment. I'm so excited. Today I have with me a well-known Marlborite, Mark Assencoa.
Yes.
Welcome, Mark.
Thank you. I'm glad to be here.
I'm so glad. Tell the folks why they might know you.
Well, they may know me because I am a retired Marlboro firefighter. I was running the fire safe program here in the city of Marlboro for a number of years. I did a lot of PSAs for the city, talking about fire safety in the home, grill safety, all types of things that will help you protect you from if you're caught in a fire or whatever. But so I did a lot of that, and just being in the city here as a firefighter.
So we know with the pandemic, many of us are back outside again, and we're really using our decks. And this is how you and I came to know each other. Is I needed significant renovations to my deck, and we're discussing that. But I thought it was fascinating that your niche is in deck design, and with COVID, we're spending a lot more time outside.
Yes, this is true.
So your service is called Mark's Deck Service.
Yes.
And how long have you been doing the decking?
I started this back about 16 years ago. I was actually on the job as a firefighter then, and it started out by just maintaining decks for people, power washing, sanding, and staining them. Yeah. Then it grew to, can you repair my stairs? Can you change out a couple of boards? And it just kept going escalating from there. And now it's a full-blown deck restoration business.
Yeah, and that's awesome. I loved our conversation about decking because when people say deck, there's only one visual that comes to mind, which is, that pressure-treated look.
Right.
And they're so not that anymore.
Right. You see a lot of composite deckings with the PVC railing.
Right.
Because people don't want to keep up with the wood decks anymore. It's just a lot of work, and they'd rather just lay down the composite, give me the plastic railing system, and I'm good to go.
Yeah, and I have lots of questions about that we're going to get to.
Okay.
Let's talk about safety first.
Okay, sure.
Because I, as a realtor, I'm in a lot of homes, and I see lots of safety issues with decks. What are some of the things you should really be watching for when you have an aging deck?
The biggest thing that you want to watch for basically are the footings, because the footings are pretty much what holds up the weight of the deck.
Right.
If your footings are not deep enough, they got to go at least 4 feet, which is below the frost line. A lot of times when I'm inspecting decks, I see the footings that are rising up from the ground, or the posts that are sitting on the footing are sliding over off of the footing.
I see that all the time in home inspections.
So I start with the footings, and then I work my way up, looking at the joist and the frame, the total, frame of the deck. Then we move towards the house and look at the ledger board, which is attached to the house.
Right.
And if that looks like it's pulling away, then we got an issue there too.
Right.
Then we go up the stairs, make sure the stairs are solid, make sure that they have a pad that the stair stringers are sitting on, and not sitting on grass, because the ground moves throughout the seasons.
That's a good point.
So you should have, like the footings, a pad that where the stringers sit on, and that's got to be deep enough so it doesn't move and shift.
Yeah.
We go up the stairs, we look at the deck boards, make sure the boards are not splitting or falling, split or separating too much.
Right.
Then we look at the railing system, make sure the railing is tight and it's not waving or moving.
Yeah.
And that's pretty much it. The biggest thing though are the footings.
Yeah.
You hear a lot about decks that collapse because there's too many people on them.
Right.
Unsafe because of it's not sitting properly on footings or attached properly to the house.
And today we're putting furniture and things on them, as well as grills and things like that.
The other thing I look for too is to make sure that years ago carpenters would nail off everything.
Yeah.
Nowadays they want everything screwed together. The stairs, railing systems all have deck screws.
Yeah.
Then we have what they call tension ties that go into the ledger board, which go into the sill, and to tie in the ledger to make it tight to the house so it doesn't pull away.
Yeah.
So the codes have changed. And
Yeah.
that's what I look for. I try to bring the deck up to code compliance is what I try to do.
So whether someone's renovating a deck
Yeah.
or making improvements or doing repair, or they're replacing it, you're going to go through the same process.
Same process, it's repetitive, same thing
Yeah.
every time I go look at a deck. So I do that more for the people that want a rebuild,
Right.
or they want to replace the deck boards
Right.
or railing system. I do a safety check. But yeah, I'll do it for maintenance too, just to kind of ease the consumer's mind that your deck is solid. So yeah.
So let's talk about that deck reno, because I want to talk about that.
Okay, sure.
When I was talking with you, I was surprised that I did not have to like tear my whole deck off, that I can actually add to it or extend it. How do you decide that that's an option?
Well, I really don't decide that. The customer will tell me I want to extend
Yep.
my deck or make it wider or whatever they want to do. That's the customer's decision. And then what I'll do is I'll go in and I'll give them ideas, how wide you want to go, how far out you should go, or that you want to go, and yeah, that's pretty much it.
So you're actually helping them with the design
I'm helping
process.
I'm helping them at that point. I try not to give too much advice, just kind of guide them, if you will.
Yeah, and as a homeowner, I know that there's things I might want to do which might not make construction sense. You know,
Right.
there might be, if I keep it a certain length, it might be financially cheaper for me.
Right. I'm all about, that's a good point, because in the deck restoration business, how I run my business is I'm trying to help the consumer not only enhance their outdoor space, but do it in a way where you're not spending tons of money.
Yeah.
Like for instance, a deck extension, or let's just take a deck that needs to be restored. The railings are falling apart or whatever.
Right.
A lot of times the consumer will think, or the homeowner will think they'll need a whole new deck. Because
Right.
the railings are falling apart, the stairs are falling
me.
apart. You don't need, I'll go in and I'll inspect the deck frame.
Yep.
And if the footings are fine, I'll tell you that, listen, all we need to do is just replace the deck floor, replace your railing system, and you'll have a nice, freshly renovated deck. And you'll be good to go. It save yourself a ton of money. You can buy deck furniture with your savings, or something like that. So.
Yeah. I'm amazed by how many different options there are today. So what would be some of the selection choices I would have for decking?
Well, it depends on what you want to do in terms of what type of deck you want. Mm-hmm. So a lot of people are now moving towards the composite decking with the PVC railing system.
Right.
There's a lot of consumers out there now that don't like the wood, because they got to maintain it every 2 to 5 years.
So one of the benefits of the Trex or decking
Composite
systems,
deck, and the
composite
benefit
decking.
is you don't have to stain it anymore. The only thing that you need to do is to make sure you keep it clean, power
Right.
wash it every year.
Right.
And that's pretty much it. There's good points and bad points with the composite deck, and you want to because it can get hot.
I was going to
Okay.
ask this question.
Yeah,
Yes.
if you go with darker colors and you live in an area that has a lot of, your deck is where there's a lot of sun that's
Right.
beaming on the deck, depending on the colors you choose, that deck floor can get really hot. So that's probably a negative, I guess, on composite decking.
One of my other questions with composite decking is I have a disabled husband with safety with water. So when
Yes.
it's wet.
They actually put this product that it's a non-slip product that they put on the decking so you don't slip.
Okay.
I haven't had all the decks that I've put down, composite decks that I've put down over the years, I haven't had any callbacks on that issue.
Yeah.
So.
Because I know even when you stain a regular pressure treated deck,
Yeah.
it can be slippery.
It can be slippery, right?
Yeah.
It can be. But
Yeah.
what I do is, it can be slippery because the stain isn't really penetrating like it should.
Right.
So what we do when we stain a deck, and that's part of my maintenance program, is that we fully sand the deck floor. When you fully sand the deck floor, that allows the stain to penetrate
Right.
which gives you more longevity instead of it's just sitting on top. Now, they have stains, latex-based, where they're adhesions, so they do sit on top.
So I'm hearing understanding the right product for your deck is
Yes.
really important.
I tell most people to go with an oil-based product because it's a penetrating type stain.
Right.
And you won't get that, like you said, the slippery.
Right.
It won't be as slippery. And it just lasts long. It's a better product, oil-based stains, much better than going with a latex adhesion type stain.
And I noticed you brought some sample stuff.
Yeah. This is what we call the Trex PVC railing system, Transcend. And again, as we stated earlier, it's a plastic railing system. You don't have to ever stain it again. All you got to do is power wash it and clean it. But they have several different styles, different colors of the top handrail, and which is right here. This is the post that they have, the post sleeve. This is the skirt and the post cap. It's all plastic. It's really nice. Some of it's textured here. This is a textured one. This is smooth. This is smooth.
And I'm seeing that instead of the square, the round.
Yes. Balusters.
Balusters.
They have round balusters, and then they have squares. I've been installing a lot of the railing systems with the round balusters, which is a really nice look.
It is a great look,
Yeah.
and many of the buyers really are attracted
Yeah.
to that particular look.
Yeah. I have Trex decking that I don't have it with me, but you can feel how the texture, different textures on this type of decking. It's composite, it's man-made materials, and again, it lasts forever.
And I know you sent us over some visuals that we'll put up on so that our viewers can see.
Yeah.
So with all of the different styles and designs, how does one choose how to go?
They go to my website, marksdeckservice.com, and they see
And they see lots of great pictures there,
there's a lot of
actually.
different styles. I've done decks over the years that have privacy walls on the deck railing. So you build it up to the railing system, and then you put a nice lattice privacy wall around, trim it out so it looks really nice. I've done decks where there's different design deck floors you can do. We call picture frame. So basically, it's a nice finished look, rather than just have the deck boards run to the end of the deck and it looks unfinished.
Right.
So we do that. What else do we do? We have
pergolas.
Pergolas, yes. We have pergolas for shade. We've done those, just several different types,
There are so many different designs on decking today, and I truly believe that between the patio and the decking, it is, in New England anyways, we're getting far more serious about how we use our outdoor space.
Yes, I'm actually we put a patio in off of my deck now, so we got the patio, and I'm changing over from wood to composite. That's,
really?
The wife wants me she wants to get out of the wood look now.
Yeah.
But I'm finding a lot of people are doing transitioning from the deck to the patio, which is a nice outdoor space.
Yeah, we have fire pits and things like that, and yet it's not one or the other. I'm finding both are important to the consumer.
Yes.
And so, as we start to spend money financially on our outdoor space, it is increasing the value of the property.
It does, and I pitch that to the consumer as well. I can come in and enhance your outdoor space, make it look nice, but you are also adding value to your home. So
let's talk a little bit about financials. Let's say we don't have a lot of money, but we like this Trex look. Is there any combination of materials that you can use to give a good look at a different or a better price?
Actually, there is. You can go with a wood floor. When I say wood, pressure treated, composite, Ipe, and then go with the PVC railing system. That's a nice look. I've done tons of those over the years.
And that will save a little bit of money.
That'll save you, a lot of money. Or you can reverse it. Wood railing system, Trex deck floor. and stairs.
Well, I've had to stain those balusters on wood, so
Yeah,
I don't really
most
like
people
doing that.
most people go the other way.
Right,
They'll go
right.
with the PVC railing system and the wood floor. But then there's different, not styles, but different companies that make composite decking. So you got Trex, you have TimberTech, and you have AZEK. Those are the top three.
Yeah.
There are some. Home Depot has Veranda, I think, is another one that's a little bit less expensive.
Yeah.
But so yeah, you can, for the railing system, when I'm quoting on a job for a customer, I usually talk to them about different styles of railing system. I try to keep with the Trex deck flooring because it's pretty much one of the best out there. But the railing systems, we can save you money. Veranda is a railing system that Home Depot sells that I've installed a lot of those over the years. And it's a really nice look. It comes with the black balusters and or the white balusters. This is black, but the white balusters.
Right.
And you can actually order, I think they have a khaki colored type railing
I've
system.
seen those,
You can order. So Veranda, it's a little, not as expensive as Trex, but it has the look is just as good as far as I'm concerned. Trex has a nice look. They just got a little bit more styles than the Veranda system.
And then the other trend I'm seeing is lighting in our outdoor spaces.
Yep, on top of the post caps.
Right.
They got the solar lights that look really nice.
Yes.
So I've installed those.
So it adds a safety and an aesthetic factor to it.
Exactly.
Yeah. Well, I want to sort of wrap up with, what are some of your maintenance tips for your deck? Let's say you're not replacing a deck, but you have a deck. What would you suggest be your best maintenance
I
tip?
would suggest that you stain it, wash it, and recoat it every 2 to 5 years. But you got to go out and actually look. If you start seeing it, well, let me start by saying this. You have solid stain decks.
Yeah.
So the solid stain decks tend to peel, right?
Right.
You drag your furniture, whatever. So if you see areas on your deck floor or your railing system where it's peeling, I would recommend that you you jump on it right away in the spring when it warms up. Wash it, maybe lightly sand it if you can, and then just recoat that area or recoat the whole deck, including the areas that are peeling.
Yeah.
2 to 5 years for solid stain decks, I would say, is when you in New England. Oil-based stain decks, you can probably get away maybe with another couple years, maybe 7 years before you really need to think about recoating it.
Right.
I say that because, again, if you do it properly, you prep it properly, you sand it, you wash it, the stain will penetrate.
Yeah.
Oil-based stains are stains that are supposed to penetrate, not just slap on the stain and let it sit on top. That's not the way to do that.
Yeah.
So 2 to 7 years for oil-based stains. And again, it's a visual thing. You got to go out and inspect to make sure it's not peeling. Oil-based stains tend to wear rather than to peel. Right. So if you see areas that are wearing on the deck, maybe it's time to start recoating it.
Right.
But wash, sand lightly, and then recoat. And if you don't mind me saying, use a stainer pad if you're using an oil-based translucent, semi-transparent.
Yep.
And then brush it brush it in so it gets into the wood really
Ooh,
good.
now that's a professional tip.
Yes.
And most of us do not know.
Yes.
Yeah.
You pad it. It's almost like a wood floor.
Yeah.
When you do an interior wood floor.
Right.
Use a lamb's wool.
Yeah.
Well, we have what we call stainer pads. Cabot makes them. They're really nice, thick pads. So you dip it into the pan, you apply it, and then you have another guy come back and brush it in and get in between the boards, because you can see that if you're walking out of your home, you can see where, he's missed in between the boards.
It's like anything else, right, when we do it ourselves.
Yes, yes.
And this is why we have you, though. This is why we have professionals like yourself,
Yes,
Mark.
and I'm grateful to be here to help the consumer with whatever I can do.
Yeah. Well, I really appreciate you joining us today. You've really taught me a lot about what to look for in my deck. And I know there's consumers out there that definitely need your service.
Okay.
In addition, we have trends, 10 top trends for your decking and how to make your outdoor space really pop this spring. So if you're interested in that, you can definitely find that on our website, which is, email us and we'll send it to you. Thank you for joining us today. Thank you, Mark, for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
If you have tips or topic ideas for us or any questions about your home, please email us at the email address on the screen. We're happy to address it in our sessions. We want to earn the right to be your real estate concierge. I also invite you to join us on Facebook, Be Home Resources. Again, I am Kathleen Mark Assencoa, and I am signing off for today. Be well and live well.